Hello, I am Tatiana, a Florida certified teacher and a test prep expert with study.com. Today we're going to take a look at some test questions from test code 052 of the FTCE Family and Consumer Science 6 through 12 exam, knowledge of factors affecting housing selection. Let's take a look at some practice questions. Are you ready? Let's get started. Which of these defines escrow? A prorated payment a person provides to the mortgage lender so that they can then borrow for maintenance or large items for the home. A lump sum that a mortgage lender will demand for payment of the loan when the property is sold by owners. Prorated payments a person provides to the mortgage lender for them to pay insurance and taxes for the property. A prorated payment a person provides to the mortgage lender in case they miss mortgage payments. So in this question, we are specifically looking for the definition of escrow. Looking at option 1, which is a prorated payment a person provides to the mortgage lender, so they can use it for maintenance or things that they need for their home. In this case, this is not the definition of escrow. Escrow is not used for borrowing money for home maintenance, so this would not be correct. Now we have a lump sum that the mortgage lender will demand for payment of the loan when the property is sold by the owner. This describes a loan payoff or closing cost, but not escrow. So that would not be the correct answer there. The next one is a prorated payment a person provides to the mortgage lender for them to pay insurance and taxes for the property. This one does closely align with the definition of escrow. It is used to hold funds for property taxes and insurance. So we'll put a check mark holder for there for now. Then we have a prorated payment a person provides to the mortgage lender in case they miss mortgage payments. In this case, this does not describe escrow. Escrow does not serve as a backup fund for missed mortgage payments, so that would be incorrect, which leave us with our third option here. Prorated payments a person provides to the mortgage lender for them to pay insurance and taxes for the property. Which of the following best describes a triple net lease? A lease that requires the payment of insurance, maintenance, and property expenses in addition to the cost of rent. A lease that requires the payment of insurance and property expenses in addition to the cost of rent. A lease that requires the payment of maintenance and property expenses in addition to the cost of rent. A lease that requires the payment of just the cost of rent with no additional expenses. So we are looking for what a triple net lease is. So let's take a look at the first answer choice. It says a lease that requires the payment of insurance, maintenance, property expenses in addition to the cost of rent. This particular answer choice does touch on 3 aspects that need to be paid: insurance, maintenance, and property taxes. So we'll hold on to this one for now. Let's look at the second answer choice. It is a lease that requires the payment of insurance and property expenses in addition to the cost of rent. This particular answer choice is incorrect because it is missing one aspect of the triple net lease that will be paid, which is maintenance. So this one would be incorrect. The next one is a lease that requires the payment of maintenance and property expenses in addition to the cost of rent. This is also incorrect because it is also missing one aspect that needs to be paid, which is insurance. So this one would be incorrect as well. Now we have a lease that requires the payment of just the cost of rent with no additional expenses. This one is also incorrect as well. This describes a gross lease, which is where the landlord covers the additional expenses. So this one would not be correct, which leaves us with the first answer choice. A lease that requires the payment of insurance, maintenance, and property expenses in addition to the cost of rent. Bill, the head of a family with low income, works every weekday with a charitable organization constructing a house that he will one day purchase at a subsidized price. Which program is likely being used to receive grant money from HUD, H-U-D? Home Investment Partnership Program, Self-Help Home Ownership Opportunity Program, National Housing Trust Fund, Housing Choice Voucher Program. So specifically in this question, we are looking for where his money is coming from to get the subsidized housing using HUD. Our first answer choice is Home Investment Partnerships Program. This program provides funding to state and local government for affordable housing, but does not specifically focus on self-help home ownership. So this answer choice would not be correct. Now we have Self-Help Home Ownership Opportunity Program. This program provides grants to nonprofit organizations that help low-income families build their homes through sweat equity and volunteer labor. This is a low-income family, and they use a charitable organization for constructing. So this answer choice could possibly be an answer. Let's go down to National Housing Trust first and check it out. This program supports rental housing for extremely low-income individuals, not home ownership. And this is not what Bill is working on right now. And now we have Housing Choice Voucher Program. This program helps to pay rent, but not to build homes. So this would not be a good answer choice in Bill's situation, which leaves us with Self-Help Home Ownership Opportunity Program, which is the criteria and the category that Bill would fall into. Which term refers to when houses sell fast due to high demand and housing costs consistently rise? Cold market, inflation market, buyer's market, seller's market. A cold market refers to low demand, meaning houses take longer to sell and prices might drop. But we are looking for when houses sell fast due to high demand and housing prices are on the rise. So this one would not be a good answer for this particular question. Inflation market. Inflation refers to the overall rise in prices across all goods, not just housing. While inflation can impact home prices, it's not the best term for housing-specific situations. So this would not be correct as well. Buyer's market. A buyer's market happens when houses stay on the market longer, prices drop, and the buyers have more negotiating power. So this would not be the correct answer for our question as well. Now we have a seller's market. A seller's market happens when high demand causes homes to sell quickly and prices are on the rise, which gives sellers the advantage. So in this case, this would be a seller's market, which would be the correct answer.
Thank you so much for joining me today. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more practice questions. Also to get notified when more videos are posted. Also check us out at study.com for full practice tests, hundreds of practice questions, lots and lots of resources to help you get ready for the test. Hope to see you soon. Have a great one.